So when was the last time that you had an idea and your instincts were telling you to do something and you didn't do it and you didn't follow it? And maybe you've had an idea that you've been toying around with for the past year, 10 years, 15 years, and it's just an idea. It's a dormant idea that's stuck. Maybe it's an invention that you've come up with a beautiful idea, great idea that will solve problems, and you've not done nothing with it. And you think about it sometimes, you bring it back out of the box, your imagination starts going wild, maybe after you've had a few drinks, a few glasses of wine, and you get motivated by it. But then, when it's time to press the button and actually do something with the idea, guess what? You start firing blanks. There's all sorts of reasons why you shouldn't do it. So we've all had these at times, okay? But one thing I really got good at was following my intuition, following the instincts and actually acting upon it. Now, most people have great ideas. I speak to lots of people. Mindy, I've had this idea for a long, long time. Oh, why don't you do it? Oh, I just don't know. What if I fail? What if I can't do it? And what if I fail? What if I can't do it? Overweighs the what if it works? What if I do it? What if it's the best thing since like sliced bread? I mean, I don't know where that expression came from. The best thing since sliced bread. So why is that? Why does that happen? Why do we not go after what we want? I believe because one of the reasons is that we have been taught to play it safe, right? I'm just going to make sure I cross the road in one piece. So we've been taught to play it safe, not take risks. You know, you got to be careful. Now, the biggest people that make the biggest things happen in life and business are risk takers, right? Now, it's more risky staying as you are. So getting back to my point, why people don't do the things, right? Follow the instincts, because they don't have the confidence, they don't have the belief in themselves that they can actually do it. Maybe this is based upon like past failures they've had, past things they've tried and it didn't work out. Maybe they've heard someone about losing money. Maybe let's look about starting up a new idea, for example. So I used to have lots of ideas. They worry about where the money's going to come from. How can I have it? I'm not smart enough. Where will the money come from? I don't have the funding. And they give up the idea. Now, if you look at Dyson, the Hoover dude in the UK, he has the Dyson vacuum, right? Now, he went to the bank, and the bank manager, when he first went for some funding, and he was told, I'm not sure the exact story, I'll probably butcher it, but he was told that the idea was crap and ain't gonna work, right? This is from a bank manager. And now Dyson is probably one of the most famous, probably most profitable brands out there in the world, right? So Dyson, I can't remember what his name is, the Dyson dude, but he didn't take the bank manager's no for an answer. He had his own inner guidance talking him through. So we've got to start getting used to backing ourselves, right? The how is what stops most people moving forward in life. It's the how. People worry about the how, like Bob Proctor used to say, you don't worry about the how, it's none of your business, the how will show up. Firstly, you've got to make a decision. So we've got to start listening to that inner voice. We've got to start, I'm going to go through this little shortcut here. So we've got to start going after doing the things that we really want to do, because listen, you have an idea. Maybe this has happened to you. You've had an idea, you didn't act upon it, all right? And someone else has run with that idea and done it. So I want you to look at it this way. I'm in a park here, huge park. Now this park, there's ideas roaming around, okay? In the ether, right? There's ideas floating about, infinite amount of ideas. And what happens is these ideas we get onto, right? It's like a fishing hook. We go out there, we grab an idea, we don't do nothing with it. We don't take it off the line. We don't do anything with it. So what happens then is the universe takes that idea away, passes it on to somebody else. Now that person doesn't do anything with it. And guess what happens? That same idea is passed on to somebody else until someone picks up that idea and runs with it. And so this is why you've probably seen an idea that you had. You didn't do nothing with it. You thought, I thought about that years ago. Oh, fuck, I should have done it. And you ain't done it. And the universe gets so pissed off with you, says, listen, I ain't going to give it to Mindy because he's full of shit. He's not going to do anything with it. So let me go give it to John over there or Mary over there. She'll do something with it. And they act on it. I had the same thing with, I had an idea once for like the onesies. You see them like all in one like baby suit things, right? I remember I was at a friend's house and I think they had a little baby then. And I said something like, wouldn't it be crazy if like we designed them for children? And not for children, for adults, like these baby grows. They can have all sorts of fancy patterns on there. and we could sell millions. Imagine doing loads of patterns on there, all fancy stuff for adults, baby suits, and they laughed at me. And I was like, wow. And a few years later, guess what happened? The onesie came out. So what if I did act on that onesie? What if I just acted on creating the onesie myself? What if it was my idea? What if it's someone else's idea that they didn't do anything with it? They didn't follow their instincts, their intuition, act upon it. I was past it and a million other people passed onto it within a day, and someone else took it. Now, there's ideas everywhere around here. We are in a limitless world. Everything that we need is already here. It's an invisible world. The law of attraction is working. The law of vibration is working. The law of abundance is working. Just because we can't see it. Now, I'm here in the park. The force of gravity is at work. We can't see it, but no one can deny it's there. Okay, so let's get into a position where we start trusting ourselves more. Let's not start giving other people credit as to why they can do something and we can't. If one person can do something, so can anybody else. If anyone's done something and failed, and failed, and failed, and failed, there's a reason for that. Lack of belief, a poor self-image. It's the way you see yourself, right? So you want to study yourself. You want to ask yourself questions. Why do I do as I do? How well do you really know yourself, right? You've got a name, but how well do you know yourself? How well do you know your behaviors and why you behave in a certain way? Why you can't do the things that you know you should be doing? Like the amount of people think, all right, I'm going to go to the park, and they go for a run around the block, and I go, this is Bedford Park here, they go for a run, but they don't do it. There's always an outside circumstance preventing you from doing the thing that you really want to do. And it's all in the mind. The mind is such a powerful tool. It can make you and it can break you. So start to learn and start to appreciate yourself. Understand that you have an identity that you live by, right? That it holds some false beliefs about you. It holds false concepts about you. And that's going to be the center of all of your achievement or the lack of doing anything in your life. So we've got to understand that we're not our physical body. We're not our name. We're spiritual beings living in a human body. And now we've got to govern the energy that's flowing to us. Any idea that flows into your consciousness, you can do anything with it. You can make it a negative one or a positive one. So I'll give you an idea of something that happened to me last week. Now I've been looking to run a certain training, doing a recording. And I don't do the presentations. I don't write the presentations. I'm crap on technology. I don't know how to use PowerPoint. But I woke up last Saturday. I don't know. So I had this inspiration. I had something inspired me. This instinct was telling me to go down to the office, open my computer, and just open up PowerPoint. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think, no, I can't do this. I'm not good at technology. What am I going to write? I'm not a marketing person, or all them kind of negative ideas I had. So I followed my instinct, went down, and all of a sudden, I couldn't believe it. I created about 37 slides, and I've never created 2 slides in my life. So I followed this guidance that I had. I just went for it, and all of a sudden, this stuff just flew to me. It flew. The flow was just crazy, right? And I did like 37 slides in. I'm like looking, what the hell have I just done here? And I was shocked. I had this belief that I couldn't do it. I had this idea, Mindy, go do it. Just do it. I didn't question it. I know how this works, so I didn't question it. I just went downstairs, and it was just like someone was guiding me like a higher power. Something was working through me. And so I did like 37 slides. It went up to 50. And it's probably one of the best presentations I've ever seen. And I'm going to be launching that soon. So I had this belief about I can't do it, but I had this insight. So what if you followed that insight that you have next? What if you just allowed yourself, gave yourself permission, followed that insight, and everything that you need showed up like it did for me? Whatever that idea is, everything you need is already here. It's equally, we haven't got to create anything. Everything you need is here. Everybody that you need to help you manifest that idea is here. So I want you all to start to really think bigger. Think bigger of yourselves. What if you couldn't fail? What if that one idea that you've got, you're toying around with right now, go back to that one idea that you've had for quite some time. What if you took action on that right now, today? Somebody's trying to call me. What if you took action on that idea right now, and the person you needed, the resources you needed, all just fell into place. Everything showed up. But here's the thing, you got to take the first step first. You got to You got to be the one that takes step one. Without you taking the step, guess what? The universe can't give you anything. Okay, because the universe has got nothing to give you something for. If you're not taking the action, you've got no intention, the universe has got nothing to give you, right? Because there's nothing for the universe to work with. It's just emptiness, right? So there's an action, there's a reaction. So you take the action and the universe will react. So I want you to really go after that idea that you've had. Now, you'll probably watch this video and it'll probably reignite some idea that you've got in your mind. Maybe it's something that you're working on, something that you keep on parking up, and you'll drop it off and you'll say, I ain't gonna do it. But I promise you one thing, you take the first step, then all you got to do is take the second step, and the third step, the fourth step, the fifth step will be handed to you. You know, people will show up miraculously. You're like, wow, this just happened, that just happened. And this is the way it works. This is how the universe works. We are living in an illusion, right? It's an illusion that we're living in. So we only see our own limitations. We don't see all the abundance around us and all the resources that are waiting for us. Okay? Have faith and get on with your day and go do that one thing that you've been putting off. Okay? See you soon.